Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. It's Monday morning. We're excited. I'm excited. If I'm excited, it means you should be excited too, because everybody here's ready to make some money. I would hope. Um, I hope everybody had a good weekend. This market is going to be interesting. I know. I feel like I say that every damn week, but um, if you truly do enjoy what you're doing here in the markets and with me, then you'll find excitement with this kind of stuff. I actually want to go down to the monthly chart and film in here. Double top. We're now closing. Actually, we might be opening like right below our 13 EMA on the monthly on a gap. That's pretty bearish. There is room to drop to continue dropping. And what I want everybody to focus on is this low here. There is a lot of room to trade down in this level. So we'll go back into the weekly. Similar double top up here. We're starting to see that breakdown, crossover of our MACD, crossover of our 13 EMA. We're breaking below our middle Bollinger Band. We have room down to the bottom Bollinger Band now. Typically, that's how that works, to about the 265 level. But for the short term, let's keep that in play because we want to make money intraday. We want to make money in the week. Short term, what I want to be focusing on are four levels. Now, those levels on the upside are 275.47 and 277.20. The downside levels 273.27, 271.22. Now, we have this level here at the 271.22. This is my lowest destination for the week. Not saying that it's going to end up being that. This is just what I want to be focusing on. Now, if we look at the support from the weekly and where it has been impacted, this is a very key level. 271.22. Heavily impacted. It should be a solid level of support. Now, that's going to be my lowest downside destination. And I'm going to be focusing on that because the daily chart is a bit oversold. We still have room to drop, but if we do get a sharp drop to the downside and we start to pierce this bottom Bollinger Band and really extend it, similar to a move like over here where we kind of, like I always say, a piercing or a candle that goes on the outside of the Bollinger Band usually signals an over an extension on the move. So typically, if we do that near a key support level, we might be able to locate somewhat of a bounce throughout the. What the hell is going on? These fucking ants. That scared the shit out of me. I don't know. I heard that in my microphone. That was bugging. So yeah, the 271.22. Now I'm gonna be looking at this level intraday or possibly throughout the week. On the daily basis, not necessarily the weekly chart, but for a bounce at some point. Not a bounce where we're going to really sustain and hold up and build a bottom on, but something where we can get a nice little, source of money coming into the market, maybe around the short term, and be able to ride that short term wave. Now, that's sort of more or less how we usually attack things, especially when trading options. Really, all you need is that one quick move to, fill your pockets for the week. Now, this is a very key level for that. And so is this 273.27. It is a pretty key support. Nothing as strong as this 271.22. 273.27. Now, I want to focus on that today because if we look here on the daily, it's about around the middle of this this little trading range from back in the day. This feels like yesterday we were in this, and now we're all trading all the way over here. It's pretty crazy how time flies. But this is going to be in play today, I believe. If we go to our 5-minute chart, it is right near that pre-market low, which is going to be, our first downside target for today if we open up right where we're trading around now. That level should be important through this week. If this breaks and that pre-market low today goes, say in today's session, we might trade down to that 271.22, which would be very, ideal for us if we're looking for that move. Not saying that's going to happen, but it's always good to prepare ourselves. Intraday, what I'm more or less going to be focused on, and my game plan for today is we are gapping lower below the previous value. So we're gapping completely below Friday's trading range. Now, to fill the gap, we will get to the lows from Friday's session down here at 275.24. Now, we also have an upside resistance of 275.47, which was um, pretty well used in Friday's session. You can see here a lot of these candles were acting on that level, but the actual low in the gap fill will be at 275.24. Now, what I want to be focusing on is we still have half an hour until the market opens, but if we continue trading right here where we are and we start getting overbought, like you can see here, we were extended up near this area. Will this hold as a resistance level and sell off? Now, this is definitely possible because if this level holds, it will technically be a trend day down. The trend day down will still be in play. We're below the previous day's value, and we have no support down to the pre-market lows, and then near that 273.27. So that's almost $2 a share. Now, if you can capture a $2 per share move on options, you will be done for the week. Your gains will pay for themselves, and you can afford to only take the best setups from there. Obviously, we only want to take the best setups in the first place, but we can afford to take a little extra risk when we're hungry. We're hungry. It's the first day, first week. First day of the week. We want to put some money on the table, do our thing. We'll take it one day at a time is how I like to look at it. But we want to put money on the table. So this is a great play, great risk reward. Obviously, our setup on this, if this level were to test and then overall reject, we could take a short setup if we're overbought in our intraday charts. As you can see here, that top Bollinger Band is really getting close to that level near our resistance. We are getting overextended on the MACD. It's certainly possible that this area rejects and we head lower down to test these lows. Now, our stop loss would be if this ends up, breaking out and then testing as support and we get accepted into this range. Then we have all the room up to this 277.20 area. Now, that's our first upside target and the highest one on the week for me to be focusing on. Now, if we go over to our weekly chart and look where that 277.20 area is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles. That's 6 weeks. We're all heavily impacted. Now, it's also the top of this trading range, or the middle top of this, whatever. You get extended up by these wicks, but the constricted trading range back from, October through December was at around that 277.20 level. Now, that's going to be our first upside target. It is also last week's, Friday's high, which will be a heavy resistance line. Definitely a level we want to focus on. If we do get a bounce, it's possible that we can trade up to that 277.20 area. If we get accepted in the Friday's range and that gap, fails and we, get accepted, it's very possible we trade up towards the highs. Maybe not today, but into tomorrow's session as well. So, I'm not going to say we're going to hold anything overnight. I still don't feel comfortable doing so, and I don't think there is a purpose to, be taking anything overnight. But it's definitely something to keep our minds focused on. We have very wide trading ranges. Now, that leaves me to want to focus on the SPY. When it comes to day trading, the SPY is the best vehicle for doing so, in my honest opinion. That's why I always direct people to having their main focus on the SPY. Those morning ranges are really solid. We had a very key level here, 275.47, and it ultimately hit up to about the 277.20 area. That's a great range. You get out at around 10:30, 11 o'clock, and then you're done for the day. You can see here, volume dries up. You can be relaxed, go do your thing, make your money, work on other jobs, work on other businesses, whatever you want to be doing. You have to diversify your time. If you focus all your time in the markets, you will burn yourself out. I'm telling you. Now, a reason why I don't have anything else on the stock watch list today or for this week, and I'm going to pull this up. I have the mega caps filtered here on FinViz, and I want to filter through these and show you guys the charts of what all the mega caps are doing right now. Amazon breaking down. BABA breaking down. Bank of America breaking down. Berkshire Hathaway breaking down. Berkshire Hathaway breaking down. Cisco breaking down. Double top breakdown. Chevron breaking down. Do you guys see the pattern here? Do you see the pattern here? Breaking down. Facebook. There is no reason to have our focus anywhere else right now. Unless you feel comfortable shorting these stocks intraday, I personally, as a swing trader, this is definitely a setup that's possible to be shorting. Obviously on the breakdown, I'm not comfortable again holding overnight in this market. I don't feel like that is, giving myself the best opportunity to win and, reach my goals. I think if I were to want to capture this obvious breakdown, we have to focus in on what's great for us right now, and that I believe is this buy. But look at the patterns here, guys. All of the mega caps, very similar patterns. There's really no reason to be focusing our attention elsewhere. Even Microsoft, all these big names, they're having a tough time. Now, we need to be patient and see where this weekly candle closes and, obviously go from there. A little bit more information will be valuable to us, but we are gapping down below last week's low, gapping down on the monthly low as it's now June. We're crossing over on the MACD. We're below the 13 EMA. We are not in a range right now to, fight this trend. Don't want to fight this trend. So I'm going to leave it off there. And, we got half an hour till the open. So do your research. I hope this helps. I put a lot of time and effort into focusing in on these sort of setups so we can give ourselves the best opportunity to make successful trades. I know this video is a little longer. And if you're still watching, props to you. I hope it helps. I'll see you in chat.